All right, everybody, thanks a lot for your patience. Sorry for the little confusion this morning with the links and everything, but sometimes that happens. But I won't try to keep you too long, but I do want to give you a really good overview of the program. I know I spoke to a lot of people individually, but I haven't really hit the masses yet. So I want to really make sure that everybody understands the program, what we're trying to do, how we're trying to align forces so that you guys can go out confidently to your brokerages. First of all, I just want to say thank you to Ryan, Jason, Christine. They've embraced the Hero Home Source program and have brought it to the organization there and for you guys. And really what we're looking to do is just do right by some heroes and take care of them for all that they do. And of course, add some more business into your pipeline. So I really want to say thank you to them. And I think we've created a great win-win situation for both of us so that we can put those deals into our pipeline and help our heroes in the process. So I'll go into the program. I'm going to give you the overview of the program and then tie in the AnnieMac program that we have for you guys so that you're clear on everything. So I will stay on the line at the end, answer any questions that you have, and then we'll kind of take it from there. Hero Home Source is a nonprofit organization of fellowship builders. We're in service to teachers, law enforcement, firefighters, and men and women of the military. And what we want to do is offer them deep rebates, discounts, and incentives to those very special and deserving people. We do this through the law of reciprocity. The employer wins, the employee wins, and you win. We recognize that if you're not making money, it's not a good business decision. So obviously we look to create multiple deals into your pipeline. Doing one deal with this program does not do it service. We want to create top-of-mind awareness within niche professional organizations, demographic farming rather than geographic farming, and creating that viral marketing component that doesn't exist in any other source of business. If you take a look at individual prospecting, cold calling, door knocking, direct mail, they're all certainly staples within the real estate industry. But what we look to create with this program is networking within key organizations, forming relationships with the members of those organizations, and instead of always be closing, that we look at it a little bit differently as always being in service. Being in service to others will dramatically impact your personal and professional life. We're going to talk about our law enforcement officers. No group more virally connected, no group more deserving, certainly no group more accessible. The men and women of our military make an extreme sacrifice for us. Their families also make that sacrifice. They certainly deserve our VIP care and attention. All of our firefighters, EMTs, our first responders, the people that run head first into danger when everybody else is running away. And then, of course, we can't leave out our teachers. My wife is a teacher in the Georgia pre-K system. She is underpaid and overworked for what she does. I watch her get our two children ready for school every day, deliver them off to a teacher to shape and mold them as she goes out and grabs 22 other kids to do the same for them. We've always looked at our teachers as heroes. With the events that happened in Newtown, Connecticut in December, they've been catapulted to a whole new level of heroism. So we certainly want to honor our teachers for all that they do for our children. A few of your staples here. Some of this stuff is more applied to the realtor side, but I want to give you guys, like I said, the overview so that you can really attach to what we're doing for everybody through the program. But I had a farm area for many, many years. My first 60 to 70,000 in income would come out of my farm, and I would spend about $400, $450 a month doing my direct mail, my postcards, door hangers, neighborhood newsletters, holiday giveaways, to all stay in the forefront of those sellers' minds, to be that dominant expert in those areas. But what if instead of taking that $400 that I had to compete with Keller Williams and Century 21 and Exit, instead I farmed a professional group like the Police Benevolent Association, which has no dominant realtor presence. And instead of calling a for sale by owner, having that initial conflictive meeting where they think they've got it all figured out, they think they're going to sell it on their own and save them 6%. They don't want to talk to you. You have to wear them down and beat them up over time. You sat down and had a warm and fuzzy conversation with the school principal and were able to deliver value to all of her teachers. Instead of door knocking and expired, you sat down and had a cup of coffee or a beer with the president of the American Legion. No group loves their country more, loves their members more, honors their military, and wants to do right by everybody in their organization. You're going to find the same type of clients that you would in any other source of business. People looking to make that first-time home purchase, people relocating in and out of the area, people selling those smaller homes and buying their bigger houses. Empty nesters was a very big source of business for us. A lot of cops that were selling their home they raised their family in and downsizing or buying vacation homes in other areas. And of course, executive properties. Maybe the wife's an executive at a company and the husband's a firefighter and they want to buy that big executive home. All these are sources of business for you for real estate, for new loans, new opportunities created within this program. And we can make these connections at all of our police stations, PBA, FOP chapters, police academies, retirement parties, retirement luncheons, pension fund managers, city and county managers. All of our schools, public, private, colleges, university, the pony system, the local school boards, the principals and administrators. All of our first responders, firefighters, EMTs, their unions and fire academies are points of contact for you. All branches of services are eligible for benefits. Veterans and honorably discharged. I want to make this point very clear because I get this question a lot. You do not have to be active duty military. My nephew got out of the Marines 4 years ago. He will be a Marine for the rest of his life. He will be able to take part in this program and receive benefits for being a Marine whenever he chooses to make a home purchase. So I want to make that clear, and that applies for retired teachers and retired cops. You can also make connections at your VA hospitals, help centers, local bases, recruiters' offices, American Legions. And one thing that I'll point out is that we teach this to the realtors on a bi-weekly basis with our coaching calls. We give them these new opportunities, resources to go in and connect. There's a huge opportunity to build the credibility when you guys tag team these organizations. I don't know if that's the proper word, but I think it gets the point across. But when you go in with the realtor to do a presentation to the American Legion or to a school, and the realtor does his part and talks about the benefits they can offer, you guys align forces with the mortgage side and let them know the opportunities and programs are out there. It gives a very significant amount of credibility to the program. It gives you a lot more leverage. So that's some of the things that we look to do is align forces with everybody, put that title company in there as well, and really have a 2, 3, 4-pronged attack and deliver an extreme amount of value to all the members of these organizations. So I hope that that was pretty clear where we look for you guys and why it's so important to align with mortgage throughout this process. We talk about endorsed and authorized by the employer. If you work for American Express, and American Express tells all of their employees, go to Joe's Crab Shack tonight for dinner, you'll receive a 25% discount on your meal. Well, American Express wins because they just delivered value to all their employees. The employees win because they get to go and have a nice dinner and save 25%. And then, of course, Joe's Crab Shack wins because they got more repeat and referral business as a direct result of the relationship. Now, I use that just that calculation of rebates, but when you look at the entire picture, realtors agree to a 25% rebate of their gross commission. Mortgage partners, we look for a 0.5 point of the loan amount. So a $100,000 loan would be a $500 credit on the HUD statement. And then title companies, escrow companies, attorneys, we look for 150 to 250 contribution from their end. There has to be a reason for that hero to use that realtor. There has to in turn be a reason for them to use their lender. And of course, there has to be a reason for them to use their title company. We had to have a little skin in the game. So that's how we've come up with these calculations. We've talked to Ryan, we've talked to Christine. We'll nail down exactly how you guys have to structure this in your deal so that you're very clear how those rebates are going to be put in there. And in turn, we want those realtors, of course, to align forces with you on the local level, push that business over to you, and put more deals into your pipeline. Like I said, if we're doing one deal, it's not worth it. We're creating 4, 5, 6 deals that we want to add in there. And that's why we're looking to create these relationships to bring more value across the board for everybody. And we had to, I understand the conversation. I deal with realtors all the time, and there's a big conversation with I don't want to give up my commission, or I don't want to reduce the, my commissions on the loan side. But there's something to be said about giving a little back to getting a lot in return. And that's what we're creating here, that win-win relationship. We do know that there's state laws, lender restrictions, RESPA, Dodd-Frank, all those conversations that come into play. Certain deals will have to be structured a certain way. We really tell everybody at the very beginning is when we need to structure it. You guys are aligned with those realtors and they've got a hero. You guys know how to calculate the rebates. You know how to put the deal into the pipeline. And that's going to be an easier conversation when they make that introduction to you for the loan process. So we're going to get all that nailed down. We have a 3-page lender guideline that we'll send over to everybody that really goes into detail how we need to structure those deals. And really the problems I find that come up are when people try to do it 2 or 3 weeks down the road after the deal is written. You really need to do it at the beginning so that everybody's clear on how those rebates are going to be added onto the HUD statement. And we'll work with you as we go through the process on this, guys. So I just want to make those points pretty clear to you. In addition, we have what's called charitable donations. Just a note for you guys, but we had to look at a way to make it easier to gain access into these organizations and bring more value to the program. And we never meant to nickel and dime anybody. We're certainly not in it. We need to make it affordable and easy for everybody to participate. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and it's been a huge success. Every deal that we do, realtors pay a $150 transaction fee, mortgage professionals pay a $100 transaction fee, and title insurance services pay $50 transaction fee. That money is processed through Hero Home Source and turned around and sent back out to the charity of choice. So if you do a deal for a cop, he would probably designate the Heart Fund, let's say, as his charity. We would donate up to $210 per deal to that charity of choice. I have letters of thank yous from realtors, from the heroes, from the organizations, and from the charities, all thanking us for these charitable donations. So it gives us a lot more leverage gaining access into these organizations. And it's not a revenue center, profit center for us at all, just another way to give everybody deeper access into the organizations. We also place a $100,000 guarantee on this program. We guarantee that realtors earn $100,000 in gross commission their first year with us, or we'll refund their membership dues. It's a pretty bold statement from us. And the reason I bring this to your attention is that you guys can use this in your day-to-day conversation when you're talking to brokerages and realtors, because there's really, I don't even know the word to use, but there's no fear here. You're not risking anything. If your realtors are making $100,000, you'll gladly pay for this program. If they're not, we'll refund their membership dues. And we have it in writing. It goes out to all of our brokerages. And the reason we're able to do it is that we know the program works. If people are accountable, do the things that we outline for them, we only look for 3 to 5 hours a week for them to be successful within the program. The easiest way I can describe it to you, it's dropping the pebble in the pond and watching the ripples go out. You do a deal for sale by owner, there's no ripples. You'll do a loan, there's no referrals. You might get a guy next door or a guy down the street. It's about as far as it goes. But there's ripples that get created within this program. As you see, we'll go through this presentation, how it kind of mushrooms on you. And it's that contagious aspect that we want to create. You could call it karma. You could call it the law of reciprocity. You could say it's like a virus. We just call it good business. Being in service to others is a good business decision. If you look at that center pod, that would represent my core business. Those webs that go out from there would represent that viral, contagious aspect to the program. My favorite example of all time is Rob and Jen. I went on a listing appointment for a guy that wanted to sell his house 12 years ago and did my law enforcement appreciation program. Told him about this program, and he sat in this chair and said, I'm a cop. Over the next several years, they have bought and sold 6 homes through me exclusively, combining realtor, mortgage, and title throughout that entire process. I was able to give my guys at Home Bank Mortgage quite a few deals just from that one relationship. In addition, they referred me his brother, Rob's brother, who bought and sold 3 homes, several other cops, and we sold his father's empty nester home and relocated him to Tennessee. That's the things that we look to create. Like I said, doesn't do you any good to do one deal for a cop. We got to do multiple transactions, 3, 4, 5 more deals into your pipeline, and it's the pay it forward movement. It's really what we're looking to create. Within the program, we provide everything that you guys need on the loan side, on the realtor side. 3 30-minute training modules, all the tools, resources, information you need to understand, internalize, and digest the program. Once you complete that, your digital marketing package is released. All the tools and resources you need, customize your flyers, your marketing pieces, your name, your phone number, your information on there, off to the printer you go, and you're ready to start marketing the program. This program does not have to be, let me make this clear for you guys. You don't have to rely on a realtor to do this program. I don't want to put it all in their hand that you got to align with a realtor first. You guys go out and make things happen on the loan side and then grab a realtor and put them in the program, send a referral over to a realtor that's already in it, and you're really gaining a lot of momentum. So this is going to be a two-pronged attack for you guys. So I want to put that point out there for you. All your collateral printed material, like I said, 4x4 videos, which is one for each of our heroes, gives them a nice overview and introduction to the program, and then you can go into a little more detail for them from there. Personalized PowerPoints for you guys to do your own presentations. Free personal and affiliate websites are created, and I'll show you those in a second here. Access to our members only network. People are not only passing hero leads from state to state, they're passing other pieces of business as well, and that's growing very, very quickly to several hundred members in the program already. Specialized training sessions is really what separates us from our competition. I know you guys know a couple of competitors that are out there. They don't do any training. They just really give everybody the program and hope it takes flight. And I can tell you that you really got to walk the walk and talk the talk with these realtors every step of the way. 26 weeks of bi-weekly coaching calls. We give them new ideas, new opportunities, new resources, new ways to go in, gain access into these organizations, and make those connections. So we go through the entire year with them and guide them, help keep them accountable throughout the entire process. Here's a sample of our replicated sites, branded to the realtor, their name, their number. I have no problem at all with this, guys, is co-branding AnnieMac into this program, links with the LOs in there, so that we're kind of tying these all together. And as we get more established within these brokerages, certainly something that we want to look at doing, so that way they can get information from you on the loan side, information from the realtor on the buying or selling side. So we really want to kind of tie all that together, and you can see that it's just a credibility builder. It's an easy way for that hero to see information about the program, get an overview, build your credibility, and get the word out of the program. Integrating this into the day-to-day business is a huge conversation. This is really how it started. It didn't start for me 15 years ago as going into Police Benevolent Association. I added it to my listing presentation, and as I would go through my day-to-day business and talking to buyers and sellers, I would make the introduction to this program and gain a lot more business from it. That's how I met Rob and Jen. If I didn't mention this program to Rob, the cop, I don't know that I would have got that listing. I consider myself a pretty strong listing agent, but I didn't get them all. So I don't know that I would have, but it made it real easy for me to get the listing when I told him about the Law Enforcement Appreciation Program. So this gives a lot of value just on the local level, day-to-day deals. When somebody's out doing a buyer presentation for a buyer, mentions this program, mention you guys are tied to it on the loan side, makes that introduction very easily, because the hero is going to want to hear about those rebates. They're going to want to see what kind of deal you can give them on the loan side. And that's what we create for you guys, this big picture, putting more deals into that pipeline for you. Well, data star points is a pretty important conversation. It's more, I think, for the realtor side, but if there's some LOs that want to attack this and kind of work with realtors on it, I think it might be a pretty powerful conversation for you. We look to help you guys create a list of all the schools, all the police stations, fire stations, military units in your area, their address, phone number, contact, email address, and compile that in one Excel sheet. So you can set up drip campaigns, send over videos to them, make these connections, call these folks up, and kind of slowly get that program out there while you're doing the other tasks on a bi-weekly basis. And that's been very successful. So I'm very I would be more than happy to talk to you guys to see how we can align forces with you guys on the loan side, on the LO side, and help create these data start points for the realtors out there if anybody wants to take on that challenge. So certainly let me know. I think it'll be a very worthy endeavor for you. Take a look at some rebates here. This is an example of Rob's home. I sold his home for $150,000 using just my realtor side rebate and credited him $1125. Of course, he needed someplace else to live, and the rubber meets the road when you compound these benefits. So I took him out to buy a 225, combining realtor, mortgage, and title. All told, I'm able to provide over $4,000 in rebates to him. I watched a wife buy the dining room set she always wanted. I watched people buy new furniture for their home. I watched one guy buy 3 plasma TVs for his man cave. That's their money to do with what they will. The thing I will tell you is that they don't keep it a secret. They have very big mouths. Today's age of iPhones and iPads, I can show you 25 pictures of my new home in about 2 minutes, and I'm not going to leave out the fact of what you did for me through the Hero Home Source program, how the realtor took care of me, how AnnieMac took care of me on the loan side and gave me a great deal and applied a rebate, very efficient, and helped close this thing with no issues. They're going to tell their teacher friends. They're going to tell their cop friends. Firefighters work together on 24-hour shifts. There's a lot of downtime. So that's where we want to create that viral part of the program right there. You also need to be you need to be that consultative resource, Good Neighbor Next Door, HUD, VA Mortgage, Dollar Homes. Know what's out there. I know Georgia has a program where if a cop qualifies or a firefighter, they can buy one of 2 or 3 homes in a very select area for 50 cents on the dollar. Well, first of all, they got to qualify. Second of all, they got to want one of those 1 or 2 or 3 homes, and they got to want to live in that area. Then it becomes a good deal. With our program, there's no restrictions. They can buy any home, anywhere. We also want to be that resource for foreclosure avoidance and short sale solutions. We know that there's a lot of people facing these same things. I've had members that have helped people a couple of years ago with short sales that are now back in their pipeline, ready to go out and buy homes again. We all know how this works. We've been doing this for 5 or 6 years now, so it's a big part of the business. But we want to be that resource. When you guys go into a meeting, we want to let them know that they can call you, the lender, you, the realtor, ask for a private meeting and talk about their options, and we want to let them know. So we really want to be that resource for everybody out there and deliver that value for them. This will be my last slide, and then I can more than happy to open it up for questions. But as a part of this relationship, and I think that this is the real value for all of us, and I love doing what we're doing because I think it creates a lot of value for all of us. These are the price outlines for countywide exclusives. Countywide start at $199, go up to $499, depending on the size of the county. Some of the bigger counties, we got Maricopa that's several million, LA County, several million. So there's our breakdown there. Brokerages can join up at those prices. The biggest thing for me is that, well, let me go through all of them for you, and then I'll show you the breakdown here. Partial countywides, if they're a very big county, we slash those prices down. Do them in quadrants, if you will. They go from $149 to $299. Brokerage can join up on the non-exclusive. Obviously, the difference is if they take the exclusive, they are the exclusive brokerage for that county. No other brokerage, Exit, Remax, Caldwell, Keller Williams, nobody else can join in that county. So they really get a lock on that area, which is the most popular. Non-exclusive obviously lets them put all of their realtors in, but they don't have any exclusivity. Keller Williams, another Exit office, whatever it is, can join the program. And then individual realtors can join up at $69 and be just an individual realtor, no exclusivity in that area. Those are our daily prices. As a result of the relationship we have with you guys at AnnieMac, we are basically cutting these prices in half. So as a result, you guys go into the brokerage and say, listen, AnnieMac is paying up to 50% of your membership in the Hero Home Source program. You guys should take a look at it. I don't want you guys to get caught up in breaking down all the pricing for you. It would take a lot because it does get a little confusing when you start talking population density, section in, out of grid, all that good stuff. Your biggest conversation is that go talk to Chip, go see about Hero Home Source. We're partnered with them. We're able to handle all these loans for you, provide these rebates, and we're going to pay up to 50% of your membership within the program. That's really all I want you to do in that conversation. I wanted you guys to have the overview today so that you know what we're doing, how we're structuring the program, and that you can speak intelligently about it when you go through there. But we are paying up to 50% as a result. You guys are paying up to 50% of their membership. We take care of that on the corporate side. It doesn't have anything to do with you guys. You don't have to be caught up with it. When they sign up under your umbrella, we do the calculations and handle the monies from there. So you guys don't have to get involved in anything. So very, very easy conversation for you. I'm hoping that was clear for everybody. I do see some questions up here, and I will go through and answer any of these questions here and see what we got. Neil had asked, is there a marketing or educational piece that does a side-by-side comparison for Hero Home Source VA and Good Neighbor Next Door? Well, I mean, they're really those other programs don't really offer anywhere near the incentives, and I don't have, because they're all different in areas, so I've never done any kind of side-by-side comparisons on it. The biggest thing for me is that people can receive up to $5,000, even on a VA loan where they're putting no money down. They can get credits back on there in the HUD statement and everything to really pay their closing costs, whatever they need to do, and really save that money. That's the biggest, I mean, side-by-side comparison. It's a different structure, I think, in that conversation, Neil. It's not apples and apples, I think. But hopefully that helps and is clear on that. Christine has asked if we can get a copy of the presentation. I'm happy to send that over for you. No problem there. And Tony asked how it complies with RESPA. As long as everything is fully disclosed on the HUD statement, there's no RESPA issues. I mean, the biggest thing that I've faced is compliance conversations with individual mortgage companies. We've talked to Ryan and Christine in depth. I think they're better served to answer how it needs to be structured on your end. I know certain companies have to do it a certain way. Other companies do it completely different. But that's all we look for. The calculations are really the same. Is a half a point of the loan amount, normally just reducing the mortgage fees or something in that event. So I will get with Christine. We'll nail down any of that conversation and send that over to you guys as well. Because like I said, it's an individual compliance department type conversation. So what else do we have, guys? I'm happy to stay on, answer any questions for you, make sure that you're clear on everything. For me, the biggest thing is that in this relationship where you guys are really paying up to 50%, really gives there's a loyalty at that point. The realtors feel that they definitely need to use you for their loan because you're paying up for that membership. And that's what it's all about. We need to create that loyalty, that sense of commitment, and push those deals over to you guys and do these deals. On the area rep for $69 is basically an individual realtor. So if you come across a realtor at a brokerage and want to join up in the program, they would join up by themselves for $69. Normally on that deal, as part of the relationship with you guys, I do a 2-for-1 because there's just really we're the lowest cost out there. There's just no money left on the table at that point. So I allow 2 members to join up for the price of 1 and enter into the program. The only time there's an exception if there's an exclusive in the area, they wouldn't be able to join in that area. But really the thing for me, guys, is the value, and this is the brokerage side conversation. Helping you get into those offices and be the mortgage company for the entire brokerage is the value. I have no problem with the individual realtors, peppering them in, but we've got to get 20 individual realtors to make it worthwhile. Well, if we get one brokerage with 25 agents in it, that's a bigger hit for everybody. So that's really, I think, where the value is for you guys in gaining access. When you're doing your presentations out there and talking about associate works, all the things that you can do on the from the mortgage side, you add in that, hey, listen, we're also aligned with Hero Home Source. We pay up to 50% of your membership for the program. You can get a brokerage side, an exclusive program. Call Chip. He'll go over the details, explain how the AnnieMac program works with them. I'll do my sales pitch. I'll do my thing, show them the pricing, and then obviously slash at 50% for them to join the program. They're committed to you at that point. So that's where the real value in those conversations. Yeah, definitely. Christine was saying that they're going to be doing that. You guys are going to be presenting to various exit offices. If they have an interested broker, owner, or realtor, it's best that they contact me to set up that one-on-one. And that's what I was just saying. Definitely get with me right away saying, hey, I'm with Tony, the broker here. I was telling him about our program. He's interested in Hero Home Source. Let's set something up. We'll do it with all 3 of us. We'll do it with 5 of us. We'll do it with their agents. We'll set up webinars just like this, go over the whole program and show them what we can do. Let me just go through and read a little bit here and see what else we got. Yeah, AnnieMac subsidizes the cost that they join. Absolutely. You guys subsidize the cost, paying up to 50% of their membership. Reason I say up to, on the individual realtor side, we do the 2-for-1. So that's kind of how we put that. But everything else, we're slashing 50%. They do a $4.99. They say they got 1 million people in their county, and it's $4.99. We knock it down to $2.49 as a result of the AnnieMac relationship. You guys subsidizing the cost. That's, yeah, good. All right. I think Christy was saying, you're saying it now. Perfect. All right. So anything else, guys? I appreciate your time. I know that there's a lot to kind of wrap your head around initially, and I wanted you, like I said, to get the overview of the program so that you understand what we're doing and what we're creating out in the marketplace. And then I wanted to give you that pricing detail. I don't expect you guys to know all that or present it. I want you just to say AnnieMac is subsidizing that cost. That's really all we're going to do. Hero Home Source is not a loan program. It's not a loan, it's a program. That may help sell it for them. Sorry, guys, I'm bouncing around, but I'm reading the chat. I can't do two things at once, man. I'm a man. What can I tell you? I'm going to put my email address in here. I'm going to send over information to Christine as well so she can forward it out to everybody and connect with me. And I'll put my cell phone number in here, the easiest way to get a hold of me. I really want to make sure that you guys are clear and comfortable when going out and present it. I definitely feel that it's a mutually beneficial relationship for all of us. So I'll put as much time and effort into it as needed to make sure that everybody's up and running, comfortable, confident, making those connections. I really feel if presented right, it gives you a lot of leverage going into these brokerages. When you add it to the Associate Works platform and what they're doing, add in what we're doing with Hero Home Source, nobody else has that opportunity. It separates you from every other mortgage lender out there, and it gives a lot of value to the brokerage. So we're happy and honored to do that. We want to put that out there for everybody. I will compile a list of the counties that we do have exclusives. I know we have like Camden, Burlington, Mercer, York in Maine, couple Prince George, Anne Arundel, Calvert in Maryland. So there's a couple that already have exclusives that we're aligned with in from a lot of the programs here with you guys. So I'll just kind of send that list out so everybody can see if there's any exclusives and where the opportunities lie. So thanks very much, guys. We'll stop broadcasting. I'll wait and see if there's any more questions that pop up, and happy to help, guys. I thank Christine for setting this up for everybody. I greatly appreciate it and look forward to doing a lot of work with you guys.